Hey, I'm Ace Austin, and you're watching Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
Roll Tide and welcome to not just a Tuesday edition, but a St. Patrick's Day edition of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This is Roger Hoover. Great to be with you on Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to put some green on before I head to Mobile for baseball coming up later on, but we're glad to have you with us for Crimson Drive as we get ready for the first and second rounds of the NCAA basketball tournament. Talk as well about some Crimson Tide softball as well. We'll begin our show by taking a look at what comes up on the program thanks to our friends at RJ Young. RJ Young is the official technology solutions provider of Crimson Drive. They also sponsor our headlines for this show. First of all, coming up on the show, we'll hear from Alabama women's basketball freshman Ace Austin. She recaps a great run for Alabama at the SEC tournament and looks ahead to what's coming up this weekend for Alabama in the NCAA tournament. Speaking of having a great weekend, how about Jocelyn Briski? Great wins for the Crimson Tide against Arkansas to help Alabama get a SEC home opening series win against the top 10 ranked Arkansas Razorbacks. We talked to Jocelyn Briski about her junior season coming up. And then speaking of softball, some booth camp highlights with Tom Canterbury on the call of Alabama's great victories against the Razorbacks. Then we close out the show with last night's edition of Hey Coach and Nate Oats talking with Chris Stewart at Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. Looking at men's basketball, unfortunately, a very short run for Alabama in the SEC tournament, falling to Ole Miss in the quarterfinals in a one-point game, 80-79. But then on Sunday, we got the good news that Alabama, of course, is headed back to the NCAA tournament, as Alabama will be the number 4 seed in the Midwest region, getting ready for Hofstra coming up on Friday. The Hofstra Pride coming up at 2:15. Our coverage will start at 1 o'clock all across the Crimson Tide Sports Network coming up on Friday, as the first 2 rounds will be played in Tampa, Florida. We look forward to breaking all that down as we continue along this week, looking at what Alabama has in front of itself coming up in the NCAA tournament. For the women's team, they are also headed to the big dance once again, as Alabama is the number 6 seed in Regional 3. That'll be slated to go to Fort Worth for the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. So Christy Curry has Alabama back in the NCAA tournament for the 4th straight season and 5 of the last 6 years. It'll be Alabama taking on the Atlantic 10 champion Rhode Island Rams coming up on Saturday, 1:30 start time. Our coverage will start on the network at 1:15 as we play at the beautiful KFC Yum Center right on the banks of the Ohio River in Louisville, Kentucky. Crimson Tide again headed back to the big dance for the 5th time in the last 6 years. If Alabama wins on Saturday, likely would play the host team for the first 2 rounds, Louisville on their home floor coming up on Monday night, but Alabama needs a win against Rhode Island to make that happen. Taking a look to our Diamond Sports, the softball team, as I mentioned, had a great first home weekend in SEC play. Lost for the first time on Saturday, but won the rubber match of the series on Sunday. So overall, winning that series against the Arkansas Razorbacks. A midweek game for Alabama softball just got underway at the Rhodes House. Alabama against ULM right now taking place again at Rhodes Stadium. For the baseball team, unfortunately, a very tough start for Rob Vaughn and the Crimson Tide at Kentucky, getting swept in all 3 games against the Wildcats, even though all 3 were close and kind of within reach for Alabama in the 9th inning of all those games, but Kentucky got the 3 victories. Now Alabama will try and bounce back against a very good in-state opponent, South Alabama, tonight in Mobile. 6:30 will be the start time, and assuming I can make it in time down to the Bay, we will have coverage starting at 6:15 all across the network. Then, too, are some final notes around Crimson Tide athletics. The gymnastics team, it's been a busy stretch. A narrow loss against Georgia on Friday, but now they're getting ready for the SEC championships. Alabama will be taking part in that on Saturday. Session 2 will be the start time for the Crimson Tide at 7:30 p.m. Best of luck to Coach Johnson and the Crimson Tide getting ready for the SEC championships. Speaking of champion, we've got another one at the University of Alabama, Samuel Ogazi, the NCAA track indoor 400-meter champion, another national championship for Coach Waters and the indoor track and field program, courtesy of Samuel Ogazi. Something else coming up that's really fun at the end of the month, check out Crimson Uncorked. More information is available at rolltide.com about this event, but a VIP access will start at 5 o'clock. General public can access this event at 6 p.m. It's going to be a great time coming up at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. It's presented by Crimson Dynasty. It's a special evening inside Saban Field as you'll have a chance to go through the Walk of Champions, go into the Crimson Tide football locker room, and there will be some great wine tasting, curated selection of wines complemented by light food pairings available as you get to really have an interactive experience at Saban Field in addition to great food and wine. So more information presented by Crimson Dynasty available about Crimson Uncorked. You can find that online on rolltide.com. Great things in store for Alabama women's basketball freshman Ace Austin. She joins us to talk about a great run for Alabama women's basketball in Greenville at the SEC tournament and what's ahead in the big dance. Roll Tide and welcome back to Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Roger Hoover, pleased to be joined by Ace Austin here at the LOH Healthcare Advantage Center in our podcast studio as we get ready for March Madness. Ace, you're about to play in the NCAA tournament. Just first of all, how does it feel knowing that we're at the most perfect time of year for basketball?
Oh, yeah. It's very exciting. I think this time of the year is when everybody plays their best basketball. So I think, we still have a lot in front of us. And I think this time, this could be our time to, make a good run for it. So I'm really excited for what we can do.
It's definitely exciting what's coming up in the NCAA tournament. We visited with you pretty early on in SEC play, talking about your journey from Spring Garden to here with us in Tuscaloosa. But just kind of since then, as you've played more in some key SEC games, how are you feeling about your game and what you're contributing to this team?
Oh, yeah. I'm feeling pretty good. It's been, nothing's been easy, but I've really, the process and, just the growth has been real well. And that comes from, just the players I'm playing with and the coaches. But I think, what I bring to the team, it may not be just a whole lot, but just the little things really helps the team out. And I think, the way we all play, like we really just come together and just really fit well.
You really do, and you get battle-tested playing in the SEC, of course. You've gone up against some of the best teams, best players in the country. Does that kind of make you feel ready for anything that could be coming up in the NCAA tournament?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Everybody says, like, the SEC, that's the top conference there is. And I think that, just being in the SEC, prepares you for, what's coming up in the March Madness. So I think we've really been tested. We had a tough stretch of games, and I think that's just really going to help us in the run and just help, build, the toughness and just we've really had to connect within the tough games. So I think we're going to be ready.
I think Alabama certainly will be ready as we look at the last couple of weeks of the season. One game I wanted to ask you about was the Florida game. Jessica Timmons helped lead the way with some of her hot shooting down the stretch, career high 34 points. When you watch her take over a game like that, what are you seeing from her?
Oh, yeah. For her, one, that's just like growth. Like, her tearing her ACL and just that's just tough to come back from, and not everybody could do that. And just seeing the hard work she put in, she's always in the gym. Like she deserves it. She deserves everything. And just seeing her have a night like that, it just makes you smile and just be happy for her because the hard work she puts in, and she helps all of us, and she's just a great leader out there to us, and she's just being the leader out there that she should be and just being a good role model.
And, of course, it's always on the calendar, so we know it's coming. But when you see senior night for Jess Timmons, Tamia Scott, Carly Weathers, and as well as, who else do we have?
Wise.
Wyata Jennings also on senior night. Even though you're just a freshman, does that kind of give you a glimmer like, this journey goes pretty fast here in college basketball?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially just, especially for Jess and Carly. Like, I've, known them for years, and just now me being here and it being senior night for them and just everybody else on the team, like it really just, it does show you that it does go by quick. I feel like, the beginning of the season was just yesterday, but I know for them, it's sad in moments, but they've just worked so hard, and they deserve everything. They deserve whatever they want their future to be. They deserve to be able to have that. And I'm just really proud for all the seniors because they've been great role models. Great leaders to look up to. And honestly, just the best seniors I could ask for to step into University of Alabama as a freshman.
Now, unfortunately for that game against Texas, you were in street clothes, weren't able to participate in the game, but you were able to get healthy and come back against Missouri on Wednesday. Just what can you tell us about some of the hard work to be ready to get back on the floor? And then we'll talk about your fourth quarter after that.
Being in the protocol I had, it was hard, you're not really able to get in the gym, because you got to make sure you're fully clear before anything happens because they take that stuff serious. And so Monday, I did some little workouts with Kevin, our strength and conditioning coach, just some running and some weights. And then Monday was when I had gotten cleared and I did a return to play, and he whooped me pretty good, I'd say. I shot on the gun for 30 minutes, and I mean we did a lot of going up the stairs, a lot of change of direction, sprints, can do all that good stuff for a solid 40 minutes, and so that really helped me. And I mean, just being in the protocol, I mean, it's hard to just be able to come back like that. But I'd say, what we did, I mean, really just helped, get the heart rate up. And, but also it's like when you're out with injury, the stuff you did before season and the extra work you put in is what helps for when you, get injured. I mean, getting extra shots up. So, after that, I mean, I felt pretty good, but obviously you can't really tell that for yourself until you play another game. So,
well, you're able to get in there against the Missouri Tigers in Alabama's first game on Wednesday, and that had been at times just a tough shooting night for Alabama prior to the fourth quarter. You're only up by 4 going in to that fourth quarter, but you were on the floor and you had the green light. You let it fly, connecting on your first 4 3-pointers, helping Alabama really pull away in that game. Just walk us through what had to be one of the most fun stretches you've had in an Alabama uniform.
Oh, yeah, it was real fun. Just one, when you're just not having to shoot, not like seeing the ball go through the basket. I mean, that's just an amazing sight to see. And then, I feel like, once you hit one, you're like, all right, I think I can hit another. Once you hit 2, you consider yourself hot. So, it was one of the things, Christy, she tells me to shoot it. And, I think that also comes from, just the work you put in. But, it was one of the things, I mean, you have 4 other amazing players on the floor with you. So, I mean, they have to play great defense. And I mean, so, they're just able to, get me the ball at the perfect time. And so it was really fun. I mean, not just hitting it, but, just being able to do that for the team and just being able to celebrate with them.
Yeah, and your teammates were involved in all that, getting assists. Well, Wise had a great steal. That led to a quick one as well, I believe, for your third one. I mean, just that had to be a lot of fun, getting to celebrate those moments and the win with your teammates. And then I'm sure you're hearing from everybody back home in Spring Garden or just around basketball celebrating your performance.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's one of the things, back at home, just a lot of people, support me just from a small town. But it's one of the things, that I always say. It's like, I may have had a pretty good game, but that pretty good game wouldn't have came, without my other teammates. I mean, it's just nothing's just one person on the team. I mean, if anybody has a good game, it's because the whole team. And so, I mean, I'm just really thankful for that moment. Just thankful for my teammates for being able to get me them shots and them working their tails off too.
They really did. And then you got to go right back to work in the SEC tournament, playing day after day. That leads to Thursday against Tennessee. What are you most proud of from that night, as Alabama was really in control of that game all throughout?
Oh, yeah. I think going into the tournament, we knew that we could play them. And I think, we just had a different look at it. I could feel a different type of energy from it. And I think it was more of we know we're going to win. And, the day that we played Tennessee, I believe I can speak for everybody that was in that locker room, and we knew we was going to be in control of that game and that we were going to win that game, just because we wanted that rematch, and just because, we just had good energy at practice. I mean, we was all just really just had good energy, was hitting our shots, was just really locked in to the practice plan, game plan, and just really dialed into all the little things. So I think that's just really carried over to the game.
And of course, you're from right around Tennessee too, so that had to be special. The football rivalry is so big, and then the Lady Vols Alabama throughout the years has been entertaining as well. So extra special, right?
Oh yeah, extra special, but it's really special, being able to do that for the 2 Tennessee, people on our team, Carly and Tamia. So I know that game meant a lot to them too, just for being from that area. So it's a whole team thing.
Well, a great week for Alabama in Greenville. I did eventually lose Texas on that Friday night. Texas goes on to win against South Carolina for the championship. So again, you guys got to feel very battle tested, very ready to go. How do you use these couple weeks before the NCAA tournament to make sure you're healthy and ready to play?
Yeah, I think it's one of the things where you can learn from wins and losses, and I think we do a real good job of that. We don't do a whole lot of looking back, but you can learn from the things that, the wins and the losses. And our coaches do a great job of, picking things out from the game that we need to get better at. And I think that's going to really help us in the long run. And I think, like I said, like when March Madness comes around, anything can happen. But this is just a time of the year that everybody loves. Everybody has more energy. I mean, it's just some of the best basketball played now, and I think that's really going to help us for this run.
And of course, you've won a lot in tournament settings with your time at Spring Garden.
Yeah.
You just have to love this time of the year. And again, hopefully, a lot of that experience you had in high school helps Alabama here. Do you feel like it will?
Yes, for sure. It's just like I said, it's just a different type of energy you want to bring in this time. I think it's just everybody can say that for themselves too. I mean, you're only guaranteed one. I mean, only one more game. I mean, you lose, you're done. So I mean, it's one of them games where why not just leave everything out there on the floor? I mean, not just for yourself, but for your seniors. I feel like this whole year we've really just tried to do it for our seniors because they've worked so hard, and I mean, they honestly just deserve everything, and they've really built what Alabama basketball is, and so I mean that's one thing for me is like I'm just doing this for them.
Well, one game at a time. That's always the key in tournament play. Best of luck for your first tournament game coming up, and then hopefully a very long run coming up for Alabama. Just ace. So we've been thrilled to watch you play as a freshman, impact Alabama in a really positive way. Just thank you for your time. Roll Tide.
Thank you. Roll Tide.
My name is Jalil Bathir, watching Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
From basketball to softball as we visit with Jocelyn Briski, who we caught up with a few years ago as a freshman. Now she's starring for the Crimson Tide as a junior and really the rock of this pitching staff that is off to a tremendous start this season. She also joined us at the LLH Healthcare Advantage Center to break down what's coming up for Alabama softball. Welcome back to Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This is Roger Hoover with you at the LLH Healthcare Advantage Center at our podcast studio, now joined by someone we talked to as a freshman in this studio, Jocelyn Briski, who's now, a junior for the Crimson Tide?
Yes.
Roll Tide. It's great to see you. How are you enjoying this start to what's been a very winning start for Alabama softball here in 2026?
Yeah, this season has been really fun. We have a lot of youth on the team, and I feel like that brings a lot of excitement and fun to the team. And everyone's just playing free. Everyone's playing happy. So it's just been an awesome start.
An awesome start. And I imagine you had a lot of good feels coming off fall softball in the preseason, but to see it kind of pay off like it has these first couple months, how special is that?
Yeah, I mean, I knew what we were capable of. We knew what this freshman class was capable of, what these transfers were capable of. And I'm just really happy that everyone, the returners last year, came in and we went to work in the off season, and it's paying off. People are having career years. So it's just been really fun to see.
Really fun to see. And as I mentioned, we got to visit with you as a freshman a few years ago. That was before you had some of the postseason success that you eventually had for Alabama. Let's go back to that, especially that super regional in Knoxville. What made that such a great weekend for you? First?
Yeah, I think just working with Kayla Beaver, I mean, she's a fifth-year senior, and me being a freshman, being able to tap into her, get knowledge from her. I mean, that was kind of a weird game too. We have a grand slam in the first inning, and then we go into like an hour, 2-hour rain delay. And so kind of just staying focused and knowing that we were in both games that we had. So it was just a fun time.
It really was a fun time. And you guys made it fun where it seems like maybe Tennessee wasn't having as much fun, stuff like that. How much did that just mentality help fuel you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't want to press too much. We wanted to stay relaxed. We were the underdog, so we had nothing to lose. We kind of went in there and was like, hey, let's give it all we got. I mean, if we lose, everyone's going to be like, okay, yeah, we expected Alabama to lose. But to be able to go into a 3 seed, Tennessee is the 14 seed, and come out with 2 of the wins to go to the World Series, it's just a surreal feeling.
How special was OKC?
Oklahoma City was awesome. I mean, there's no words to really describe it. I mean, playing in that stadium in front of that many people with such high stakes at hand, I mean, it really was just awesome.
And that's got to fuel you as well when you get ready for a season like this, trying to get back to the Women's College World Series and knowing that you've had a little taste of it, but I imagine you want so much more.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do it for the seniors, have them go back one more time, and then also the newbies that have never been. It's truly one of the best feelings in the world to play in Oklahoma City, and I want all of them to be able to experience it. I want the fans to be able to experience it for us again, and so I'm just really excited to get back there.
Absolutely. Let's talk about you as a pitcher. In what ways are you different maybe than what we first saw as a freshman? How have you evolved as a pitcher here?
I feel like I've been able to consistently go 50-50 up and down, where maybe my freshman year I was 85% a down ball pitcher. And I feel like that has really been able to help keep hitters guessing, not letting them sit on one pitch too long. If they're sitting on the drop ball, then throw a rise ball. If they're sitting on the rise ball, throw a drop ball, and being able to throw a changeup, as well as working on my mental game. I feel like my sophomore year is kind of where I struggled a little bit mentally on the mound when pressure situations came up. I kind of folded and everything. And so I really made it a main priority this off season to work on my mental game, work on doing it for my team. And I feel like it is making all the difference for me right now.
When you are getting those high stress moments, what allows you to kind of reset and kind of get back to neutral?
I kind of just breathe, look down at Marley, look down at the dirt, really taking my time. I feel like last year when I got into those situations, I'd start rushing and pressing and everything. And so I just have to remember to really take my time, and it helps me stay focused and intentional with each pitch.
Absolutely. We've seen that all throughout the season. And you mentioned Marley Giles. What kind of rock is she for you as a catcher?
Marley's awesome. I mean, she's our captain. She's just a voice for everyone. She truly has everyone's best interest at heart. And she has been awesome to throw to for the past 3 years. And it's going to be really hard not having her as our catcher next year. But I just hope that we can make this an awesome last year for Marley.
Even the senior day that she had over this weekend, does that kind of make it feel like, oh, it is a little bit closer than we think?
Yeah. Yeah, it is going to be really sad not having Marley there next year. I mean, she really is the epitome of a true leader, and she truly knows what to say in the right moments, what to do in the right moments. And so it's just going to be really sad when she's gone, but we're happy that we had her for 4 years.
She's key for you as a pitcher, of course, but also part of this Alabama offense that you get to go up against during fall ball, preseason work. Just how good is this team offensively?
Yeah, I mean, these scrimmages were definitely some of the hardest scrimmages that I had to pitch through. I mean, every person, Alexis Papillo, her strides this season have been awesome. Marley's strides this season have been awesome. Throw into those freshmen. I mean, you have Jenna Young, Brooke Wells, the transfers. I mean, everyone has really been a challenge. And I mean, they probably had close to 50 at-bats off of us throughout the whole year. And so just trying to think of new ways to throw to them, it really challenged us as pitchers, trying new things, trying different ways, because when you play in an SEC series and you throw 2 games throughout the series, you're going to face the batters 6, maybe even 7 times during the entire weekend. So just figuring out how to throw different pitches and mix things up.
That's really good. For you as well, what have you enjoyed about your time in the classroom over the last few years as you can continue to have people know you a little bit more on this Alabama campus and get more settled in?
I actually have a teacher right now. She's a pretty big softball fan, and it's been fun to kind of have her as a teacher. But school's been good. I'm a kinesiology major, so in the sciences and everything, I'd like to go to PA school after college is over. So really just working hard in the classroom. We actually have a lot of kinesiology girls on the team, so we like to brainstorm together and talk about classes a lot.
Absolutely. So learning about the body, all about movement, has that helped you some in some things?
It's actually funny. Me and Ailey Johnson will be in like warm-ups, and we'll be doing something, and we're like, oh, like this muscle is activated right now, or we're doing this, and we sound like nerds, but we love it.
That's really cool. Again, and it's part of the fun culture that you guys have with Alabama softball that I think all these teams across campus really look to, whether it's the Medina concept or just how positive you guys stay. How much is that key? And go back to Coach Murphy.
Yeah, I mean, Medina is the staple of this program, and I think every single person on the team this year has bought into it. I mean, this is the most fun that I've had out of all 3 years. Everyone seriously wants the best for everyone else, and it shows a lot to what Murph has done for this program when you have other programs, not even just at Alabama, but buying into the Medina concept of how much that he has impacted sports as a whole and this program at Alabama.
And of course, that joy and other success. So you've been able to do that with your fellow pitchers so far this year. How special is that? What can you tell us about the work they're doing?
So I was sidelined with an injury at the beginning of the year, kind of a freak accident that happened preseason. And it really gave me the opportunity to take on a new role for the whole month of January in preseason and the first 2-3 weeks of regular season. And especially having 2 freshman pitchers in the bullpen, being able to just be there for them, help them, cheer them on any way possible. It was really a exciting role that I got to take on that kind of opened up a new mindset for me.
When you look at them, what do they do best? Describe both of them.
I mean, Vic, she throws hard and she goes up and down. She's fiery. She's a competitor out there, and she really wants to win. And it's been fun having her in the bullpen. And then Caitlin, she's a sweetheart. She is so nice. And sometimes I'm like, sometimes it's okay to be a little mean, but she's awesome to be around. She's got her eyes ball and a really great changeup. And they've just been a joy to be around. Not only am I hoping that they're learning from me, but I've learned a lot from them, and it's just been really fun.
Yeah, is that fulfilling, seeing the impact you're making on them after you were kind of the young one being brought along by Caleb Beaver your first year to now impacting those two in a huge way?
I mean, I think about my freshman year, how much I even learned from Jayla Torrance, and you had Alex Salter and Lauren Espen. I mean, we had 4 upperclassmen pitchers when I was a freshman. And so I just wanted to be the same for them. I mean, even last year with Emily Winstead and Caitlin Riley in the bullpen, I saw how much of an impact that they had on me. I want to be that exact same way for Vic and Caitlin, and even Brea and still Ailey in the bullpen as well.
Absolutely. And you're part of a great group of Alabama softball pitchers that are now going on doing really great things. Do you like the rise in pro softball we're seeing, even the pro league that was here in Tuscaloosa a little bit last year, getting to see Montana get more of a profile as she's left Alabama? How special is that?
Yeah, I mean, seeing women's sports grow as a whole, especially softball, is awesome. I mean, now this leaves an opportunity for girls who do play softball to go continue to play after. And the AUSL isn't even the only league. You see girls that are going to play internationally. There's also another professional league that a bunch of girls are playing in. I think Callie Hevelin just signed a contract to play with one of them. So it's just awesome. I mean, I'm glued to my TV all summer watching it, supporting women's sports.
Absolutely. Well, for you, still have some great opportunities ahead for you and the Crimson Tide this season. What's going to be most important for you guys as you continue navigating through what's always tricky in the SEC?
I think we don't need to really change much. And I think we just can't keep looking too far ahead. Like, our record's great. We're 26-1, but you have to take it one game at a time. We play Louisiana Monroe tomorrow. And so we're not really worried about going to Missouri this weekend, but focused on what we're going to do tomorrow. And I think if we can take it one day at a time, one game at a time, and not look too far ahead, we'll be pretty good.
We look forward to it. Well, Jocelyn, congratulations on a great start to the season. We look forward to catching up with you again down the road. Just best of luck. Roll
Thank
Tide.
you. Thank you. Roll Tide.
Where we at, Braxton? Challenge, pick up, baby. Here we go. And that, and one of those. And oh, that. Oh, a selfie? Hell yeah.
Hi, I'm Carly Weathers, and you're watching Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
Tide fans, make sure you stay connected to Alabama baseball and softball by watching our booth cams coming up, presented by Regions Bank. Streaming live during SEC home games coming up this spring, you'll be connected to the radio broadcast in an entirely new way, seeing all the great reactions from our broadcasters to all the home runs hit by the Crimson Tide, great strikeouts on the mound and in the circle as well. It's just the best way to keep up with Alabama baseball and softball this season. Go ahead and hit subscribe to all of our social media platforms, especially on YouTube, so you can stay connected to Alabama softball and baseball with our booth cams all coming up this spring, presented by Regions Bank.
A big hit here from Marley Giles would go a long way to sealing that one. The 2-0. Giles with a fly ball, deep left field. Get out the mustard, the rye bread, Grandma. It's a grand salami. Marley Giles. It's 8-0. Welcome back to an Electric Road Stadium. Alabama is set to take on Arkansas, the first of 3 between these 2 top 10 teams in the country. The 0-2 again. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And nothing but strikes being thrown so far by Jocelyn Briski. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got it with the rise, and there's 2 away. Another 2-2. In there for a called strike 3. A changeup sits down McDowell, and Arkansas goes down 1-2-3 as Jocelyn Briski strikes out the side here in the top of the first. Bases loaded has been a story for Alabama recently. In the last week, including the series at Ole Miss, Alabama 1 for 14 with the bases loaded. This is the hurdle to climb if you're Alabama. 1-2. Lined into the right center field gap, and that's going to get all the way to the wall. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Kinley Pate rounds third. She will score as well. And that's a 3 RBI bases clearing double by Lex Papillo. And the Crimson Tide leads it 3-1. Payoff pitch to McDowell. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the emotional scream and a let's go from Jocelyn Briski after she strikes out the hottest batter in America. She's 0 for 3 on the day. Payoff pitch. Johnson takes this one to right center field, and tracking it down to make the catch is Wyckoff. Tagging up is White. She will score. Sacrifice fly RBI by Lauren Johnson. And Bama does get an insurance run. It's now 4-1 Crimson Tide. Tiana Bell leading things off. She is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. First pitch. Chopper to short. Oh, nice backhanded play made by Salyn Hawkins. The throw's in time for out number 1, and Salyn Hawkins flashing the leather at short. This crowd that's been into it all evening to their feet. The 1-2 to Rio. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Briski ties her career high for strikeouts, 14 on the day, and Alabama wins by a final score of 4-1. Alabama defense will be going through their warm-ups as we're getting set for the rubber match between Alabama and Arkansas here. Game number 3 of the first home series in SEC play. I think if you're Courtney Deifel with apparently a limited or totally unavailable Robin Heron, you're pretty happy with what you've gotten from your pitcher so far. 1-0. That's lined right back in the middle. That's down for a base hit. Rounding third is Vandegrift. She will score ahead of the throw, and the ball gets away. Papilla will take second, and Alabama takes a 3-0 lead on the RBI by the RBI leader for the Crimson Tide, Lex Papillo. And that's well hit to deep right field. That one's way back. Way gone! Pinch hit solo homer by Ambry Taylor, opposite way. The Crimson Tide get the run back. It's now 4-1 Alabama. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Walker and Chase, and there's one gone. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts by Jocelyn Briski. 2-1 pitch. Bain with a fly ball to deep left field. Ranging back is Vandegrift. She will make the catch on the warning track for out number 3. And Alabama wins by a final score of 4-1. And for the first time since 2021, Alabama wins the series against Arkansas.
My name is Jocelyn Briski, and you're watching Crimson Drive by NASCAR.
Appreciate Tom on the call for our softball booth cam highlights, and now we go to Baumhower's Victory Grill, not too far away from Rhodes Stadium, where on Monday night it was Chris Stewart hosting Hey Coach, taking a look at men's and women's basketball as we get ready for the NCAA tournament, and that includes conversation with the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Nate Oats. We get his thoughts on what happened for Alabama in the NCAA tournament. He will also give some thoughts on the Aiden Holloway situation and look ahead to what's coming up on Friday for Alabama against Hofstra.
Chris Stewart back with you here at Baumhower's Victory Grill. Head coach Nate Oats with us for our final block in this show. And coach, unfortunately, some tough news that came out earlier today concerning Aiden Holloway. I'll just read the statement from the University of Alabama. Quote, "The university is aware of the allegations and is working to gather more information. The student has been removed from campus pending further investigation by the UA Office of Student Conduct." End of quote from Alabama Athletics Communications today in the University of Alabama. Anything to add to that whatsoever?
I mean, look, we've got standards in our program, and we've got ways we've held our guys accountable, and we try to keep everything in-house. Obviously, some of the situations you can't, and this is one of those, and, you know, situation's a little different. When we found out about what was going on this morning, I found out this morning, I guess it all went down this morning. So, we had to suspend him pending the investigation by the UA, Office of Student Conduct, and we're certainly disappointed in his behavior. But that being said, we still love him. He's still our guy. We're helping him get the help that he needs, and we're going to continue to help him whatever way we can. But as far as our team goes, I thought we had a great practice where we're preparing to play without him this weekend. We're preparing for Hofstra, who's very good. They got a good backcourt of their own. And I thought our guys, while at the same time, he's, Aiden's one of our guys, and everybody, wants to wrap their arms around him. Everybody makes some mistakes in life, but they also understand we've got to move on, right. And we've got a whole other group of guys, and the team's got to go play Friday. So I thought we did a good job of that this morning, kind of addressing the situation, what we currently knew at the time, and got our guys focused on practice. And I thought we had a really good practice, and I think, we've got some guys that are coming along, starting to hit their peak and play their best basketball at the right time, and I think they continued today. Practice, I thought, Trelly was a really good leader. Thought he stepped up, made some good statements. I think LeBaron was good. I thought we're seeing the best version of Taylor Taylor we've seen all year. And, and there's some other guys in their peaks. I thought Noah played well Friday, and I thought he was good today too.
Well,
I got to hit. I put
that one over there.
It's this one over here.
There you go.
This one says coach, that one says guest. I figured I should take the one that says coach.
It's a good call.
It's 2 weeks in a row I've had to sneeze. I think it's all the pollen out there. If you go look at that down on the lake behind my house, it's like all yellow. So I have to hit this when I sneeze. Is that
That's
what I do?
you, Coach.
From now on, I'll hit that when I sneeze. But no, I think Taylor and Noah both played pretty well Friday. The team took a loss, but those guys played well. I think if we were going to lose a guy, losing him in the backcourt would be the place where we've got the most depth. So, LeBaron, Reitzel, Houston, Amari, Jaleel, we've got good backcourt depth. Just means Amari will play less minutes at like the 4, which is fine because Taylor's playing great, London's playing great. Noah gave us good minutes, so I think a lot, we can get a little bigger. We're going to have to do that. But I did tell our team, this team more than any team I've ever coached is better equipped to handle a situation like this. Well, I don't know how many games we went into where we had a game time decision. Guy warms up and we got to decide whether he's going to play or not an hour before the game. We had a lot of games where Houston's the only guy been available all year long. So we've won plenty of games with guys not available. So our guys will be ready to go against Hofstra. And Hofstra's very good, and we're going to have to be ready to play.
Tell us about them.
I mean, very good backcourt. Got a kid, Cruz Davis, that's outstanding. Obviously, Aaron Strada came from the program. Aaron was really good for us, helped lead us to a Final Four. They've also got a freshman, Preston Edmead, that's really good too. So the two of those guys kind of create most of their offense. They got good role players. They got some shooters around and space the floor. They got bigs that play hard, shoot their starting center and backup center combined for 11 offensive rebounds in the tournament championship. So we've got to do a really good job keeping them off the glass. They've got real size for a mid-major team, so it's not just like they've got, two great guards. They got some real size and they got some shooting around them. So Speedy Claxton's a very good coach. He's done a good job with his team, and our guys are going to have to be ready to play.
Tampa's a pretty good location, Coach. Good weather. We would hope, but also, where Bama fans can get to you and see you in the car.
Yeah, I hope they take advantage of it, because these past runs we made, Spokane wasn't that easy to get to. When they sent us all the way up there, it worked out well for us, but, LA's on the West Coast. Tampa's short, it's quick, a lot of directs from shoot, you can even drive it. You made a longer drive. What was that drive? You drove all the way up to
I'd rather not think about it. I can't remember. It was a pretty long one earlier.
Oklahoma, maybe it was.
Did.
That's what it was. I couldn't believe you drove.
That.
It's got to be shorter drive to Tampa than Oklahoma, I think.
I believe so. Hopefully you got a spot for me on that one. Let's talk about the potential of moving on. Forgive me. I know you're locked in on this, but way the bracket works.
Oh, who would we play after? Yeah, so we play the winner of Texas Tech and Akron. So Akron's comes out of the MAC where I coached for 6 years. Very good. First time in program history. I shouldn't say program. In MAC history that a team's gone 3 straight time or won the tournament 3 straight times. So that's not easy to do. So Coach Gross is a very good coach. He was at Illinois before. He was at Ohio in the MAC, went to Illinois, came back to Akron. It was at Akron. I think his first year at Akron was my last year at Buffalo, if I remember correctly. So they're very good. And similar to when we were 4th seed before, we won the first game against Charleston. We ended up playing the 12 seed, not the 5. Grand Canyon had an upset. So I think you can't just assume you're going to play Texas Tech. That would be a bad assumption. So now Texas Tech's good, and in all likelihood, unless there's an upset, you'll play them. But Akron's very good too. So Texas Tech's got a very good guard, one of the best in the country, and Christian Anderson. He's on a lot of draft boards. JT Toppin was National Player of the Year candidate. He got hurt and is out, but they've done a good job kind of adjusting since he's gone out. But they are missing one of the National Player of the Year candidates. But they've got one of the best guards in all of college basketball, and Christian Anderson. They do a good job. if you remember, they pretty much had Florida beat, believe in the Elite Eight last year. Florida had to come, basically the win probability was super low. Florida came back, beat them in the Elite Eight to go to the Final Four and ended up winning a national championship. So Texas Tech's been one of those programs that's right there. They got a very good coach too. So we'll get the winner of that if we're able to beat Hofstra on Friday night.
Catch the full edition of Hey Coach. That full replay is available on the CTSN YouTube channel, all of our social media platforms, as it was streamed live last night to begin our week of coverage on the network. Now we take a look at our upcoming schedule. It's very busy, of course, with softball, baseball, plus basketball and the NCAA tournament. As I mentioned, the softball team just underway against ULM in Tuscaloosa for that 2 o'clock first pitch. And later tonight, Alabama baseball with its only midweek game at South Alabama starting at 6:30. Then coming up on Friday, it'll be Alabama men's basketball getting us started with a 1 p.m. airtime from Tampa, Florida for Alabama against Hofstra in the first round of the NCAA tournament. If Alabama wins, the Crimson Tide would next play on Sunday in the second round and the round of 32. And more details and more tip-off times, things like that, will be available once all the first-round matchups in the tournament are completed. Details will be found here at UA_CTSN. Softball will be on the road this weekend taking on the Missouri Tigers, as we will see softball hit the road for what will be a 3-game series. Also, baseball will be at home for its first home weekend in conference play, home against the Florida Gators. 6 p.m. start times coming up for the baseball team against Florida before rounding out the series coming up on Sunday. But we look forward to Alabama baseball and softball in action. The women's basketball team on Saturday will begin its time in the NCAA tournament against Rhode Island from Louisville, Kentucky. Our coverage will start at 1:15 across the network. And then Monday night, if Alabama wins, we would not only have Hey Coach, but we would also have the women's basketball game against potentially Louisville in the round of 32. Again, more information, follow us at UA_CTSN. You will find everything you need to know there, because a lot's going to be changing over the next few days as Alabama participates in the NCAA tournament. That's going to wrap up this very busy Tuesday edition of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Huge thank you to our guests, Ace Austin and Jocelyn Briski, for joining us inside the LLH Healthcare Advantage Center at our podcast studio. Thanks as well to Ethan Caravan. He produces those interviews. He produces, of course, the Hey Coach live stream, where you saw Nate Oats' comments, and we'll have Coach round out the show with a final word in just a moment, but also producing the booth cam highlights with Tom Canterbury from Alabama's series win against the Arkansas Razorbacks. So this entire show put together in so many ways by Ethan Caravan. We appreciate him and the hard work he does for the Crimson Tide Sports Network. For all of us with the network, this is Roger Hoover saying happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for watching this Tuesday edition of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. I am off to Mobile to call some baseball tonight between Alabama and South Alabama. Until then, have a great start to your week, everyone. Roll Tide.
Coach, quick visit, but we need a final word from you, presented by McCurry Van and Car Rental.
Look, great season, great regular season. I mean, I think 4 straight 4-seed or higher in the NCAA tournament. First time Alabama's made 6 straight NCAA appearances. And all those things are not easy to do. So we wish we would have won a SEC regular season tournament. I disappointed with our play in Nashville on Friday, but we've been a 4th seed and made a Final Four run before. Our goals are still the same. We're trying to make a run here. You got to win a 4-team 2-game tournament this weekend. You got to win another 4-team 2-game tournament following weekend. Then you're in the Final Four, and it's not easy to do, but it's been done here in the not so recent past. So as much support as we could possibly get in Tampa Bay would be great. It's like you said, we were rewarded being close. I think it's as nice a place for Alabama to be sent as any of the 8 options were. So hopefully we get a lot of support down there, support our guys, and our guys will be ready to play. I think you'll see a very spirited effort out of our guys on Friday night.
Appreciate your time as always. Thanks so much and good luck to you.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Coach Nate Oats with us.